Nancy Pelosi sat on a bill that was passed by the Senate to protect Supreme Court justices. Now she's moving after an assassination attempt on Justice Kavanaugh. Are Americans right to question if Pelosi was actually hoping for or encouraging violence that could lead to Joe Biden appointing a new Supreme Court justice?
Ginni Thomas, wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, has some explaining to do. Like, what about those emails she exchanged with conservative attorney John Eastman, who the House January 6 committee says helped devise a scheme to try and overturn Joe Biden's victory? It's unclear what Ginni Thomas, a well-known conservative activist, said to Eastman in the emails, or if she will appear before the committee to try to explain any of it.
The power of the Supreme Court is something we as Americans hold sacred. But as it cleaves into polarization more and more with every presidential administration, it's long past time to have the conversation about whether it is fit to play such a huge role in our democracy. Republicans are furious over the media's lack of attention on the assassination attempt on Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And while, of course, any foiled assassination deserves attention, they are playing this both sides game with some really huge blind spots. Number one is that the would-be assassin called the cops on himself and turned himself in. He was clearly experiencing some huge mental breakdown, and although it obviously doesn't justify the length he went to seek out the justice, it sort of dulls any speculation as to the danger and motives this guy had. He was obviously mentally ill and turned himself in. There's your motive. The media doesn't work on covering things like that. They're interested in uncovering facts and motives, and when the facts and motives are as clear as day, of course, they're going to move on to the 7,000 other things going on in the world right now. Secondly, all these right-wingers keep saying things like, oh, if it was an assassination attempt on Sotomayor or another liberal justice, the media wouldn't stop. But there has been a credible threat on the life of Justice Sotomayor by an individual who had killed a federal judge's son. Forbes reported at the time that the FBI had a file on Sotomayor alongside a gun and ammunition in a locker used by Roy Hollander, an anti-feminist lawyer who then died by suicide after attacking and killing a federal judge's son in their home. This was back in 2021, and I don't remember hearing about it at all. All of this is to say that we've reached a really dangerous moment, not only for the safety of Supreme Court judges, but for what the court says about our country and how it's been totally politicized and thus delegitimized. The absolute shameful actions of Ginni Thomas, Justice Clarence Thomas's wife, are the latest in what has been a corroding of the court's legitimacy for years. But her involvement and pressure on politicians to move forward with a literal coup against the government speaks volumes about where this nonpartisan body, the court, has ended up. The Supreme Court in America is a powder keg, and I'm certain that along with some bombshell decisions in the coming weeks, external events will continue to strike down the court's legitimacy. And that would be the better case scenario than a further escalation and eruption of violence that unfortunately also seems to be building up. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.